Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hitchhiking Ghost podcast. On today's episode, we will be doing something a little bit different. Instead of Disney, we will be discussing Universal today. I'll be talking about my least favorite rides at the Universal Orlando Resort. This idea was given to me by my girlfriend Sarah, and let's get into it. So at number 7 is the Hogwarts Express. So, this isn't really one of my favorite rides at all. I just don't like being compressed in a small little box, and there's literally no air conditioning, which is just terrible because you're in a condensed space with strangers with no AC. And you know, these people are waiting in line in 95-degree weather, and it is not pleasant. The smells are not pleasant. So I don't know, it's just not for me. I like the idea. I really do like the idea, but I think it just misses the mark just a little bit. Just the screen just messes with my head so much. I hate looking at the screen. I can't even watch it. I wish that there was a window, but I understand why there isn't a window, because that's backstage Universal and they don't want anyone to see. I can get behind that, but still, it's terrible. I don't like it at all. I do love the theming in the queue at Universal instead of Islands of Adventure. The queue at Islands of Adventure sucks, but the queue at Universal is awesome. So I really like the King's Cross station. But I don't like this ride so much that I will literally walk between the two parks rather than getting on the train. And that is saying something, because they're not that close. It's a little bit of a walk. And now at number 6, it is going to be Poseidon's Fury. Now this attraction is mostly Sarah's contribution to the list, because I'm not that much of a fan of it, but I don't extremely hate it. Now if Sarah did her list, it would be number 1. And the more times that I do this attraction, I start to understand the reasons why. Because this attraction is it's a mess up, you know? It really is. It takes up like an acre of land. Now, the front facade is pretty cool with the busted temple. I think it's very cool. And I love the trident sticking out of the ground. I think that's pretty cool as well. And it even has some very awesome effects. But air conditioning is not one of the effects that they use in this attraction. Again, just like the Hogwarts Express, packing people in Central Florida like sardines when it's 95 degrees outside, 70% humidity, it's just not going to work out well. The smells a part of this attraction are just terrible. Oh my goodness. And I even love mythology, and it really hurts that they dropped the ball on this attraction. I once went on this attraction, and whenever I got off of it, there was like a little young girl that came off the attraction and said, "Mama, that sucked." And she was right. Honestly, she was right. This attraction does suck. And it should not suck. It is in such a great show building, a huge show building. They have so much potential for this ride, but you have to stand and walk during all of these cool effects that are going on. I wish there was just a ride car, and it would be so much better. And the climax, let's talk about the climax for a second. I love the fact that you get the trident, and then the water like splashes around you in a circle. I think that's one of the coolest effects of the whole ride. But that's where the budget goes. Because the final scene with the projections against Poseidon and whoever the heck is the other person, I don't understand why it looks so bad, but it is terrible. The projections are just so stupid. It looks like it was made in like the 90s, which it probably was, because they have not updated that attraction one time. So yeah, let's go on to number 5, Pterodon Flyers. I rode this ride as a child, but sadly, I grew. So now I can't ride this ride, and I remember the last time that I tried to get on this ride, I was like 12 years old and they turned me away from the ride, and it hurt me real deep. So now I have it out for this ride. I can't even experience it unless I have a child, but I will be back. Just know, Islands of Adventure, I will be back to ride the Pterodon Flyers because that is a cool ride, and I wish everyone could have a chance to ride it, but I'm sure there's safety reasons why you can't ride it, so I understand. But still, I don't understand because I really want to ride it. And I will not be denied next time. Now let's go on to number 4. Now this is the start of rides that I completely dislike. Number 4 is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. I love the movie. Steve Carell is a national treasure. I love him. And I even like the queue. I really like the queue and the pre-show. I think it's pretty funny. I enjoy it. But the ride is just Jimmy Neutron, and I even hated that ride back in the day. I remember whenever I rode Jimmy Neutron, it was terrible. Couldn't stand it. But the big issue for me is not that it is just another simulator. It is the insane wait times for this attraction. I get it's a great movie and a very popular movie. People love Minions. But, oh my gosh. This attraction is easily an hour wait every single time you walk into the park for no reason. This ride is not that fun. It really isn't. This ride really stinks. I get it's the first thing you see and people are like, oh, let's just ride that ride first. It's the first thing we see. It stinks. Don't go on it. It's not worth it. You'll probably get sick. It's just, don't go. Do the pre-show and wait in the queue if you have to with your family. But then, do the child swap. Easy peasy. Now let's go to number 3. And that is Fast and Furious Supercharged. This attraction's story is wackier than the Simpsons ride. And that ride has a giant panda attacking yellow people. Now, the ride in Hollywood that Fast and Furious is a part of, I think that's one of the coolest rides of all time. I love it. But the reason for this is because Fast and Furious is not the entire attraction. Now, Fast and Furious being a standalone attraction is ridiculous to me because it is not a fun ride. It really isn't. It's not worth the 30-minute wait times that it can have. It just sucks. It looks like, it's a direct copy from the one in Hollywood, and the CGI is just so goofy. It really is. Completely looks fake, which it is, but yeah, that's number 3. Number 2, Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon. I know everyone was out there waiting to hear this name. I don't understand why they put this here. I don't understand it at all. This ride is just completely stupid. It really is. The queue is good. The queue is the best part of the attraction. This attraction also replaced a kind of good ride. Kind of good, experience. Twister Ride It Out was one of my favorite rides in the park. I'm going to be honest. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. I loved all the special effects that they were able to show during that short time span. But Jimmy Fallon, oh my gosh. It's like Fast and Furious Supercharged, stupid simulator, of course. And it's just so wacky. It's so wacky. It's just so unnecessary. I really don't understand it. It is awful. It's just a bizarre story. The only reason why it isn't number 1 is because I have not been sick on it, actually, and the wait times are short, and it's a virtual queue, and the queue is cool, so. But honestly, just don't waste your time, okay? Now we're going to talk about number 1. And I hate this attraction. and that is the Simpsons ride. Now, let me just say this. Springfield, like the land, is pretty cool. It really is cool. I enjoy all the, like the taco truck, the Lard Lad Donuts, Moe's. I enjoy all of that. It's great theming. Even the queue, it isn't that bad. I mean, it's still, kind of bad, but it's not that bad. I mean, if it's a 40-minute wait, don't ever ride this ride if it's a 40-minute wait. That's insane. Just know that your time is limited at theme parks, and you should definitely skip this ride. And this is the most simulating simulator I think I've ever been on in my life. It is absolutely terrible. I have gotten sick on this ride. It has completely ruined my day at a theme park, which is really sad. I won't enjoy it. It also replaced the Back to the Future attraction, which happens to be my favorite movie of all time. And with a wait time that could, it could easily exceed 30 minutes, was just blasphemy. This is the last ride that you should go on. Don't ever go on the Simpsons ride unless you want to be sick. The story is stupid anyway. Just watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus, and you'll get the same thing out of it. And you won't get sick. So let's go over the list again. Counting down, Hogwarts Express at number 7. Number 6 is Poseidon's Fury. Number 5 is Pterodon Flyers, I Will Be Back and Ride You. Number 4 is Despicable Me, Minion Mayhem. Number 3 is Fast and Furious Supercharged. Number 2 is Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon. That ride is terrible. And at number 1, it is the Simpsons ride. The most simulating simulator on Earth. So that will conclude my list, and I hope everyone enjoyed this, little detour from the usual Disney content. So thank you everyone for listening, and have a wonderful week. Bye everyone.